Hey, Facebook. This is Nick from Snap Forward, and we are trying something new today. We're going to try to do a weekly thing on Thursdays. We're going to call it Happy Hour with Snap Forward. Talk about what's been going on in our world, and hopefully it will be interesting. Hopefully fun. As I watch her drink her beer a little bit uneasily.
Hi.
Hi, this is Brandy.
Hi everybody, Brandy. Snap Forward.
So we weren't going to do a happy hour, we were just going to do a live video because it's good for marketing. But we introduced the beer to loosen us up so we could do it. And we thought, well, we'll just kind of work it in and have a different beer every time. So today I have Sam Adams Hoppy Red. Pretty good. How about you?
And I am drinking Woodchuck Pear Cider, and I like it.
Cool. All right, so like I said, I'm Nick. I own Snap Forward. We do IT management and digital marketing. Brandy is our marketing guru or designer. You want to talk a little bit about what you do?
Yep. I do a lot of web design and graphic design, and as well as help out with some of the marketing, some of the social media management, and things like that.
So, Callie is behind the camera. Callie just started with us last week. Come on over, Callie. Say hi.
I'm not prepared for this.
So, how do you like it here so far?
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Just working on videos.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to watch us do this?
Yeah.
Cool. Or you can get back. All right. So, Snap Forward. Who are we? Like I said, we do IT management and digital marketing. On the IT management side of things, we manage the networks for other companies, generally 15 users to 50 users. Try to develop solid relationships with the clients and take responsibility for the results they're going to get. So the better their IT systems work, the happier the customers are, and in the end, the happier we are. On the digital marketing side of things, digital marketing is newer for us. We've been doing it for about 2 years now. We do website design, social media management, pay-per-click advertising. Facebook advertising is really big right now. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. We've even done a couple of TV commercials that have turned out really well. So that's kind of what we do.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell. And it's actually been a pretty good week for us. We got a couple new websites we're doing this week, and looking forward to what we got going on this summer.
Yep.
Yeah, and this, so the big thing these days is Facebook Live Video, because it shows up in people's feeds. We're recommending it to all of our customers if they can find a way to utilize it. So we thought, well, we take our own advice and do it for ourselves. We dabbled with it, but so this is the first real thing we're doing. First thing, I guess I want to briefly mention, we've stayed away from the Orlando shootings because mainly I didn't want to put anything about it because I didn't want to seem self-serving. So I kind of stayed away from it, but I think that the one thing that I'm taking away from all of this is that it's just so hateful. All the whole situation and everything you see, the comments you read, these pastor that's coming out of California, in a way saying that people deserve it. I think that.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I couldn't even read the article. It got me angry. I think that basically if people would just chill out a little bit and allow people to live their lives. Like let's not be so freaking angry because we disagree with people, and talk about things. And if somebody doesn't do something that you like, or that somebody does something that or has a lifestyle that you don't approve of, why can't they just go about their lives and be happy? It's kind of my stance on it right now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Yeah. And when you actually see who the people were that were the victims, it's completely heartbreaking.
And even if you don't agree with whatever aspect of it, how can you look at those people and not feel something for them? How do you not feel some compassion and think, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to stop ignoring it, right? Mm-hmm. So that's all I wanted to say. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
it's very sad.
Yeah, I don't even know. We don't have to dwell on it. The other big thing that happened for us was the Stanley Cup. Benino.
I've been hearing that in the office all week now.
Yeah, Anita Benino is a song my son's been playing in my house for weeks. He's been watching the video nonstop.
Oh, really? Still? Even now?
A little bit now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard on DVE this morning, which is where I get all my news, and I've said that in front of a KDK newscaster before, and she rolled her eyes at me. I get all my news on DVE in the morning. Thanks, Val. But well, I heard that Benino does not like that song. The Anita Benino song. I don't know, he doesn't like it.
It's so catchy.
I know it is catchy. And they also
the lyrics like fit right in there.
I know. I thought they were going to redo it for Penguins.
When I heard the song before I even knew who the player was, I have to admit, because I'm not the biggest hockey fan. So watching the last game, I saw Benino, and I was like, oh, there he is. Been hearing his name. Now I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I guess he doesn't like it. So I guess we'll stop torturing him with it. I didn't go to the parade. I saw some stuff about it. There were 400,000 people. Did you go?
Yeah.
You went.
So I thought it was 750,000 people.
Wow.
That's what I heard on the radio.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like
the biggest parade in Pittsburgh history.
I feel like everybody was
parade.
there.
Yeah.
My entire Facebook feed was people posting photos from the parade.
Well, when they have the parade, nobody downtown can go do anything. So everybody was allowed to leave work, and you can't focus either. So
yeah,
tons of people were in suits and stuff.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. If there's one thing that's good about the Stanley Cup Finals being over, is that maybe our productivity will go up a little bit, because I can't go to bed at 11:30 at night anymore. I need to sleep.
I think I'm also the only person that hasn't been watching every single game. I've watched like 2 games.
Oh.
So yeah, sorry everyone.
Yeah, since school was over, my kid's been watching it every night. I can't believe he's been staying up. It's crazy. So, but that's good news, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. So on the social media side of things, the big news this week was Microsoft buying LinkedIn for over $26 billion.
Can't even comprehend that.
Right? My first thought was, I hope they don't screw it up.
Right. Yeah, I've become familiar with LinkedIn. I like it. I understand it, and I hope it stays. I hope it stays the way it is now.
I hope that maybe they can improve on the advertising. We've done advertising in the past. We've not had good luck with it. I got a little self-conscious, thought it was maybe us, but then I started researching it and found that pretty well-known marketers also did not recommend it, that the results were mixed, if at best. So maybe they can improve on the advertising, the paid advertising for it. But it's a good place to connect, especially, like today. Last night I went to the Pittsburgh Social Exchange event at Jurgles and met a couple people there and connected with them on LinkedIn. It's a good way to keep up.
It is, yeah.
So I started thinking about successful and unsuccessful purchases that companies have had. I guess probably the most successful so far is the Facebook acquisition of Instagram.
Boo.
You don't like it? Why don't you like it?
No. Because I really like Instagram, and I've been using it for a long time, and to have to now see ads constantly, it's kind of a bummer.
Unless we're running those ads to people that we want.
Yeah, I guess. But the ads I see don't seem to be even relative to anything I would be interested in. They seem completely left field. Yeah, I'm wondering what in the...
It's because they have somebody that doesn't know how to target people running the ads.
Apparently, yes.
And you know what? I know I haven't used Instagram much. I've only been on it for probably 6 months. I know my wife's been on it for a while. I think that... the algorithm was the big deal with it a couple of months ago, right? That they were going to introduce it.
Right, and that ended up not being as big of a deal as everyone made it out to be, because they're only curating like your top 8 posts. I've realized that, because at first I thought, oh, everything looks the same. What's changed? And then I actually researched and found that it's only your top 8. Everything else is still chronological.
So yeah, it's not that bad.
So, but the advertising does bum me out a little. Just if it was more targeted, like you said, I think I would be more receptive.
Yeah. No, I think that goes to who's running the ads. If they don't know what they're doing, they're just wasting money and putting it in front of you. You don't want to see
Exactly. Like, I'm not interested in anything sports related. Sorry, I'm just not a sports person. I'll admit it right now. But yeah, if I see anything, I'm wondering, why am I seeing this? Like,
yeah, that's not good.
Right.
I do have found myself hiding a lot of posts on Facebook too. A lot of ads, like for games and I don't know, maybe my kid's creeping on my Facebook page.
Probably.
The two bad acquisitions that I thought of in technology, one was Logitech purchasing Squeezebox. Probably have not have heard of Squeezebox. It was a Sonos competitor. They had wireless devices, radios, and things like that. We have them in our house. We've had them for probably 5 years. They were great. I can sync them all together and play music all over the house, or I can have a different Pandora station playing in each room. They were great. Logitech purchased them and pretty much ran it into the ground. Now they still use part of, I guess, the technology for some other things, but it's not the same. Sonos, I guess, is pretty much the only company around anymore. And then the other one I thought of immediately was Microsoft purchasing Nokia. And Windows Phone is pretty much dead at this point. I liked Windows Phones. They just couldn't get any apps up for them. So you don't know because you never used one. That's the problem. 1% of the population use Windows Phone. What are you using? What is that? iPhone. So everybody uses it.
iPhone.
Yeah, I'm all in on the Apple products
Apple,
right now.
Apple.
I know. I have Apple everywhere. So the other thing that was bigger news to me on the SEO side of things was that top-level domains, Google, according to Search Engine Land, Google says that top-level domains do not impact search ranking. So if you are an attorney and you have instead of .com, if you have the .attorney address, if you are, name a type of personal injury .attorney or Edgar Snyder .attorney, the .attorney doesn't get taken into account for ranking your website for search engine optimization, or search rankings. I don't know how to take that. I guess it stops people from spamming Google with all these domain names, but if I'm a law firm or anybody and I open up my website and buy a .attorney, I would think that I would want mine to show up ahead of people that.
Isn't that a fairly new thing that you can actually create those?
Yeah, they've been rolling them out over the couple of years.
So maybe as it evolves, it will have some relevance, but maybe just in the early stages, it's still too early yet.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Google changes things daily, weekly. I mean, it's a moving target, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it works out.
Yeah. So it still sounds cool, and it's easier to remember.
Yeah.
I know that.
I think the problem is, and we've gone through this with one of our clients, we were trying to think of a way to make a creative URL for them, is that if you put it out there, is anybody going to know what it really is? So if you put, www.snap-forward.com, people know it's a URL. If you put snapforward.marketing, then somebody goes, well, okay, that's, I guess, interesting looking, but nobody knows that it's actually a website that they can go to.
It's going to take a long time for that to become recognizable. Everyone's used to .com or .org.
Well, and nobody uses .biz, or, I mean, some people do.
It's rare.
Yeah. So I went yesterday to Piper's Pub. I got a vegan cheesesteak. I don't think I've ever had anything vegan in my life, unless it was by accident.
Really?
Yeah, probably not. No.
First timer?
I'm definitely an animal eater. So yeah, I was looking at it online. What are you shaking your head for? I was looking at. I saw that they had a Twitter post online, and it actually looked pretty good, right? So I figured, well, how close could it possibly taste? So I just said it to them, and they said, well, there's only one way to find out. So I figured, what the hell?
I forgot to ask you how did that turn out?
Well, I went down there. Everybody's very friendly. I don't go to the South Side very often in the middle of the day, but I had an appointment at 1:30 anyway, so I figured, what the heck, and it was good. I don't know. What exactly does vegan mean? I'm a moron with vegan stuff.
Plant-based. It's no
dairy.
No dairy.
It's
no meat.
Plant-based.
That's what I thought. I was talking about this.
It can't be made by humans.
So like you can't have cheese, right? Like cheese is not
No.
vegan, right? So they had a vegan cheddar cheese, which was really, really good.
Probably made out of cashews or something.
It was really good. I don't know where they got that, but that was good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was on top of the meat, and there were peppers and onions, and they had a vegan ranch, which was okay, but I didn't really use it.
So they went all out with the
Yeah.
vegan. Wow.
Yeah, right. But the meat tasted a lot like kafta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. But the meat, it wasn't like a steakum type flavor. It was. Have you ever had kafta?
I think I have it in a wrap or.
Yeah, it's like an Arabic
Yeah.
meat. Like
Yeah, I've had it.
yeah, it had a texture and taste kind of like that. It's probably similar spices, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But it
They
was,
have to spice up the vegan meat
yeah.
to make it. For people that don't like that to actually get on board, they have to put a lot of good.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Again, I've never had it, but I walked out of there thinking, you know what? If I wouldn't have known, I would have just thought it was a good sandwich. So
That's a success.
yeah, right.
That's what they want.
I don't think I could live
Yeah.
the lifestyle.
I don't think I could either, but I can eat vegan food and be totally happy. Maybe like 6 days a week.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's impressive.
Yeah, I used to have a vegan roommate, so she taught me. She had the food around, and I would try it, and I realized I liked it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I still eat meat though. I like meat too. I like all food.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But yeah, it's funny because I was like, what is vegan? I was talking to somebody last night at the networking event, and he's like, I have no idea. It's vegetarian, I think, right? But yeah. Okay.
You went from not even knowing what it was to knowing you like it.
Yeah, I'm almost a connoisseur.
You're almost a vegan.
I'm sorry?
You're almost an actual vegan.
Almost. Well, I was for like a half an hour.
One meal.
I was vegan once.
So I guess the one other thing I wanted to hit on, the big thing right now is Facebook advertising, something we're really hot on. With Facebook advertising, basically, if you don't know, everything you're doing on Facebook is clearly being collected. They know how much money you're making. They know how many people are in your house. They know what you're interested in.
What you browse, if you're browsing around at different businesses.
Yeah, they have the Facebook pixel now, so they know where everybody is going. That's why when you go to Amazon and look at that, I don't know, purse. My wife would be a zoodle maker. Then
Yeah.
if you don't buy it, then it starts showing up on the side of Facebook everywhere you go. They know exactly what you're
Kind
doing.
of creepy.
A little bit, yeah, but it helps us target people.
It does.
So we've run some campaigns recently that ended up really well. You can target people based on if they're ready to buy a car in the next couple of months, how much money they make, how big their household is. I said that already.
Yeah. And I would, if it was something I was interested in and was relevant to me, I would take a look at it. I would much rather see that content than something completely unrelated and ridiculous.
Well, yeah. So, and that's the thing is you have to be in front of the right people, and then it has to be an engaging ad, right? You can't just have buy my crap. It has to be something that makes somebody.
And
want
it does
to.
show when they've taken the time to make it look nice.
Right.
I mean, it really makes, to me, it makes a big difference. If I see something, the font's all off and it's completely pixelated,
Or if it's all
I'm
cut
like,
off
ugh.
because they have the wrong size for
Yeah,
the
I
ad.
mean, you're actually doing harm to yourself.
Right.
You'd be better off with nothing. So.
It's a call-in show. There's somebody calling in.
Oh, yeah. Callers?
Yeah.
We're taking calls now.
So So I mean, if that ad's compelling, then you'll want to click on it, and then it'll cost you less for the ad too as a business. But one of the big things, like if you're in like health and wellness, and you want to advertise your yoga studio or your even if you're a Beachbody coach like my wife is, you can get in front of, if your target's women, because I guess yoga's mostly bigger with women, right?
For the Beachbody stuff, it seems to be more women.
Yeah.
There are some guys.
So you go with, can you hit reject on that? Sorry, whoever's calling. So if you, if you want to target women with kids in a household of however many, between the ages of 35 and 45, within a distance of wherever you are, or major metropolitan areas, or there's so many things you can go into. They have there, or if you want to make sure they're interested in the Beachbody fan page, if they're interested in, autumn Calabrese, if they're interested in healthy eating, you can target all those things.
I mean, they're on Facebook anyway, and they're going to see ads. The ads are there. They're not going away.
Well, that's the point. I mean, everywhere you look, there's somebody on their phone right there. And they're what is this, the stat? 1 in 5 page views on the internet is on Facebook.
Yeah.
So of all of the other websites in the world, 1 in 5 page views, 1 in 5 people looking at a page, it's Facebook.
They have everyone's attention.
Yeah.
So you might as well put something in front of them.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's a good place to advertise.
Yeah.
It's probably the best place.
Yeah, at this point right now, yes.
Right now it is.
And it goes into why we're doing live video now, because live video, we show up on people's feeds that we did a live video, that we're doing a live video, and you want exposure, right? You want people to hopefully be interested in what you have to talk about. I hope we're talking about something interesting for somebody. We'll keep doing this even if not, so either hide us or whatever.
Well, everyone likes beer.
Right, yeah, so we'll, next week, I should have prepared better for I should have done a local beer.
Oh.
I think next
Me
week,
too.
Thursday, 4:30, I'm going to do a local beer. And
Okay.
I'll have to find something good.
Yeah, that would actually be a good way to get introduced to more local beers, because I tend to, probably like everybody else, just stick to the same like 2 or 3 beers that I know I like.
Right.
So maybe we can branch out.
I wonder if Spoonwood does bottles. I don't know if they do.
Cans work.
Yeah. So the last thing, and I just read this a couple hours ago on Advertising Age. So Facebook, as part of their paid advertising, they're going to start a store locator for consumers, so you can find a store nearby. But the more interesting thing for businesses is that they will actually track who saw your ad and then who came into your store. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of geography, they can see.
Because the location service is on your phone, right? If location services is enabled on the phone and you allow Facebook to use it, you can. I
don't like that.
Yeah, right. I know it's a little creepy if you're a consumer, but so say I look at a restaurant, they have a happy hour ad, right? And then I show up at that restaurant. The restaurant will be able to see how many people saw the ad and then how many people came into their location. I don't know how specific.
And if they were people that looked at the ad then came, and they can see that.
Right.
Wow.
So are they just seeing that you scrolled past the ad, or are they seeing that you clicked on the ad?
I don't know. I have to go back. I just skimmed the article because I saw it right before something else happened, so I didn't get to read the whole thing in depth. But I mean, even just the simple seeing the ad showing up, there's a correlation there, right? Even if you don't click on it.
Yes. That's huge.
That would be
I'm
great.
gonna turn my location services off.
Everybody right now is going through their phone. Well, turn this. So yeah, for our clients, it's incredibly useful. It's useful for us too, because we can say, look, we served up this ad 15,000 times, and this percentage
These
of people
actually came.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's
You can't deny it when the proof is that
Right.
they're actually giving you the proof.
Right.
Before there was still kind of a gray area, like they saw the ad, but we also could have just had a good week this week.
Right.
Was it because of the ad? Maybe.
yeah.
But this is kind of like solidifying that.
Yeah. I
They
think
saw
it's
the ad,
right.
clicked on it, and showed up. So.
Well, and it's good for people like us, because if we're effectively targeting, we can show that and say, look, these people did come in. But it's great for Facebook, because Facebook can say, exactly the same thing, but on a much larger scale. And I think they're going to make a ton of money on it. I think they're going to really increase their advertising.
Wow.
And they already made, I don't remember the number, I've been using it so much and now it's completely gone.
Billions.
Yeah, $5 or $6 billion in a quarter on advertising.
It was up there. It was definitely in like 4 or 5 billion.
Insane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna have to read this article. I gotta read it tonight when I get home. That's all I have. Do you have anything going on?
I've been making some progress on our new websites we've been working on, and that's been taking up a lot of my time, but getting my momentum going.
The creative
So-
juices are flowing.
Yep, they're flowing,
Yeah.
and we're happy to have Callie here. She's been a huge help. We have more video capabilities than we had before now that she's here, and I'm excited to start utilizing those on the websites I build
Yeah.
as well.
We had some spitballing sessions this morning that I can't wait to see what the results are going to be.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Videos, what's up?
Heck yeah. All right, cool. Anything else?
I don't think so. I'm just going to enjoy my beer.
Cool, cool. Callie, how about you? Anything going on?
I'm just editing and producing videos for you and for the. Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Well, that's all I have. Next week we'll try to get some local beers. Yeah, we'll do that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we'll be back Thursday next week at 4:30 to do this again. Please check us out. And
Yeah, and if there's anything specific you are interested in having us go back and forth with, have any questions you want answered or anything, just post them and we'll make sure to bring it up.
or you can email us. There's a contact form on our website. Right now the link is Let's Talk. Brandy doesn't like that, so we're going to be changing that soon. It is www.snap-fwd.com. And click on Let's Talk and we'll talk to you. You can call 412-440-0099, or just reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you'll find us.
We're easy to find.
Yeah, right? All right, take care. Have a good weekend.